Yes, my freeze dryer saves me money. Now, a lot of people think I'm kind of crazy when I say this because I know a freeze dryer is a large investment, but I'm going to show you how I shop when I go grocery shopping to make my freeze dryer work for me. I'm always on the hunt for awesome sales and discounted clearance food. Usually it's the foods that are about to expire that they mark down. If I can buy that and freeze dry it, that's just like a food savings account. I'm taking you shopping with me today to look for something to freeze dry that's a killer deal. I'm starting at the Costco Business Center. I have gotten some of the best deals on meat and produce here, and so that's what we're looking for. If I don't find anything amazing, we're gonna hit up some more stores. I chose the Business Center because I typically find better like manager special promotions here than I do at the regular Costco. But let's see if we can find any. I've already found a winner. How did this happen so fast? This is shocking. We have Kirkland whole milk, $2. Each gallon is $1. I'm getting 8 gallons. The expiration date is October 25th, which is in 4 days. So this is the perfect opportunity to freeze dry it. Normally, the 2-pack of milk here at Costco is almost $10. It's like $9 and something cents. So that's a killer savings. I'm thrilled about that. I didn't plan this. I'm just telling you, the Costco Business Center is the best. I'm still gonna browse and see if I find any other killer deals that we can't live without. So far, I'm so thrilled. Now we enter the cold room of death. This is actually a really good price for hot dogs. I am not gonna freeze dry these. If you know, you know. Do not freeze dry hot dogs, but we're just gonna buy these also. Any guesses on how much this cheese wheel costs? You ready? Ready? Not a bad price. My hands are completely frozen. That's the biggest refrigerator room. It's way bigger than the one at the regular Costco, and I'm frozen now. Well, I can't believe I hit my goal of finding a killer deal within the first 5 minutes of walking into the store. I mean, how often does that happen? Pretty rare. I'm gonna check out, head home, and show you how I get this prepared for the freeze dryer. I've never done milk before, and I'm really excited. It's actually something I've been wanting to do, but haven't found a good deal on it until today. Yay. I'm in my basement. I've got all of my milk here. I know I'm not gonna fit all of this milk in one freeze dryer run. I don't even know if 1 gallon will fit on one tray. Probably not. So I'm just gonna see. I've got 4 trays to fill. I know 2 of the gallons we'll be able to just drink and use before the expiration date in like 4 days. I might just need to store some until I can do my next freeze dryer run after this one's done, but we will see. I'm gathering my supplies. I am using my trays, my Harvest Right tray liners, and my Harvest Right tray lids. And I am going to drop my lids on the floor. I will show you how I always pre-freeze liquids directly into my freezer, so I'm not having to carry around a liquidy tray full that's just gonna spill everywhere. It's easy if you pour the liquids directly into the tray while it's in the freezer. I need you to tell me where you live and if your milk from Costco or anywhere comes as a flat top. This was new to me when we moved to Alaska. I think it's so they can ship it easily by stacking them on top of each other. But in Arizona, it was the normal jug. But Costco and, come on, Walmart's milk comes in the flat top jug. Have you seen this before? So I just take my first tray, set it in my freezer with it hanging out a little bit, and pour my milk directly onto the tray. Oh shoot, I already splashed. I filled it so that it's not exactly at the top. You want to leave a little bit of space for expansion when it freezes. You're gonna slide your lid on it. And push it back. Then I take my next tray and tray liner, your tray lid, number 3, and number 4. Looks like I'm only gonna get a gallon of milk in all of my 4 of my trays. This is when it would be really nice to have a This is when it would be really nice to have a size large freeze dryer. You could get so much more milk in one run. Last lid going on. So now I know my freeze dryer holds about a gallon of milk. For your freeze dryer that you have, how much milk have you done in one run? I am just curious to know if this is average or not. I only have 4 trays. If I have the upgraded insert for my size medium that now gives you 5 trays, I'd be able to fit more, but I haven't done that yet. I don't know why. I kind of like having 4 trays for when I do candy and it puffs up. I'm not going to be hitting the top of it. If I had the more narrow shelving unit, that's been the only thing that's holding me back. But I also haven't been doing as much candy lately, so I don't know what to do. Right now, I've just been fine with having the 4. I just have less trays. So I'm working on a plan in my head for how I'm gonna handle the rest of all of my milk. I'm definitely gonna be freeze drying the majority of this. It's just obviously gonna take some time. So what I'm going to do is once these come out of the freeze dryer, I'm gonna get my second set of trays ready to go, loaded up in here, filled with milk, pre-frozen so that they're ready to come out as soon as this first batch is done. 2 of my gallons I am gonna put just directly into my deep freezer. Did you know you could freeze milk in their cartons? It seems weird, but it actually works really well. When you wanna use it, just stick it right into the fridge like the day before and it'll slowly defrost and you've got milk, and you really can't taste the difference from fresh and pre-frozen thawed milk. So these guys are going to go good night for now, and then when I'm ready to get them in the freeze dryer, once I've processed some of my other milk, I will just reach for those and do that then. Here's an Alaska weather check. We've had the most beautiful sunshine for over a week, but today we've got the clouds rolling in and we are expecting some rain. Luckily not snow, which is really, really nice. We've lasted pretty far into October with no real snow. We had one morning where we woke up to snow, but it melted that same day and was gone. We are forecasted to get some snow this weekend, so we will have to see. I will definitely show you if we get pounded with some snow, because I mean, the first snow is always pretty exciting, but I would rather hold off as long as possible. Do you remember when I made pumpkin pie puree, freeze dried it up, and said I was gonna turn it into sourdough bread? I finally did it. Look how beautiful my loaf turned out. I don't think I've had one turn out this pretty ever. Should we cut into it and see how it tastes? So I made this just the way I would typically make a cinnamon sugar loaf. When I'm in the shaping process, I just layer in the pumpkin pie spice. Well, it's not spice, it's pumpkin pie filling. And I try to layer it in there. You can kind of see the swirl right here, and it's around the edge. When I was doing this, I tried to be very liberal with the pumpkin pie filling. So I'm not sure if the flavor is gonna be strong enough, but we will see. The parts where the pumpkin is taste like pumpkin pie. It's heavenly. So let's go into our settings. I'm just gonna hit reset. Initial freeze, I will do at -10. Extra freeze, I don't need an extra hour because it's already pre-frozen. Dry time, I just like to extend this to like 7 hours just to give me some wiggle room for when it finishes. Save, start. And we wait 15 minutes. Good morning. I was able to load up my 4 trays of milk into my freeze dryer. We will see how long this takes. And then afterwards, I am so excited. I'm gonna put together my new food funnel. And then I'm gonna see how it works to empty the milk into a container. I'm so stoked. I am off to school this morning, so wish me luck today. I mean, it's usually always a great day, but sometimes it's a little chilly when I have to do stuff outside. I'm just a baby. Okay, I'll let you know how it goes. Bye, friends. My freeze dryer has been running for 26 hours and it has entered its extra dry cycle, so I am going to perform my weight test. I'm going to weigh all 4 of my trays and then come back in about 2 hours and see if there is any weight change. If there is weight change, my freeze dryer still needs more time. If there is no weight change, then we are good to take it out. So now that I've recorded all of my weights, I'm going to select more dry time. Close your drain valve, just hit continue. You'll hear the pump turn on, and I'm just going to increase this to like 3.5 hours. And then when I get back from my appointment that I am headed off to, we will reweigh our trays. My bottom tray felt a little bit cold still, so I think that one might need more time. The rest felt very dry, but we will see. I got my food funnel set up. I am so excited to use it for my freeze-dried milk today. We're gonna give it its maiden voyage, but it was very easy to put together. Took about 6 minutes, I would say. It's been an eventful morning. I voted. Alaska has an in-person early voting option for residents, at least in my community. So my husband and I went and voted today, which was great experience. I encourage all of you to go out and vote when you can. And you may notice something on my face. The appointment I went to was a dermatologist appointment. Don't put off those dermatology appointments, okay? So I have a spot on the side of my head that we have been watching. We froze it off about 6 months ago. It healed about 50%, but it's still there. So we're trying another round of freezing. And if it comes back still, then we're gonna have to do a biopsy. But I had another like precancerous spot here on my forehead that we wanted to nip in the bud and freeze off before it gets worse like this one had. So this is me. I am sorry. I hope it doesn't look too terrible. I wish I had like a headband or something to put on, but you may just have to ignore it. I am sorry. Good news is that my trays all weighed the exact same, even that bottom one that I was worried about. A-okay, no changes. We can pull it out and work on packaging it up. Here is how it looks coming out of the freeze dryer. It is just completely dry and flaky. It almost looks kind of like mashed potatoes, but it's not, it's milk. So cool. So my initial plan is going to be putting the powder into a just container. I'm going to get it down into a nice powder. I really am a fan of this food funnel. It worked so well. It made it so easy to get all of my milk into my container without having to get everything crazy dirty. So, big fan. If you want one of these, I will have their website linked in the video description below. It's from freezedryingsupplies.com. I want to just get this a little bit smaller. I don't want to powder it down with my blender because I feel like I'm gonna lose too much valuable milk when I do that. It always like sticks to the sides of the blender and gets a little messy. So I am just going to use my meat masher, my clean meat masher, and mash it down a little just to get those bigger chunks broken up. It really doesn't matter how you store it, if you store it as a fine powder or in bigger chunks. Do you see what I mean by that it like sticks to everything? It just like does not come off. But that's okay. Here's our powder. My sweet husband is outside taking down our trampoline for the winter. Sadly, the time has come. The heavy snow can just ruin your trampoline and then you just have to keep it shoveled and it's kind of a pain. So I think we decided to just take it down for the winter. I decided this first batch I want to store in Mylar bags in half-gallon increments. So I'm just going to pour half of the milk. I'm going to try to weigh it out to get it as exact as I can. And then throw in my oxygen absorbers and they're good to go on my shelf. It took me a little bit of time to get these perfectly even between the two bags, but I did it. I tossed in my oxygen absorbers and now I just need to go heat seal the tops. And there you have it. We've got a whole gallon of milk in powder form, shelf stable for 25 years. that I can use if I ever need it. Emergency situations when I've just ran out of milk, I can grab this and it's gonna taste exactly like normal milk. So how much water do you need to add back to make that regular milk? Well, a regular gallon of milk has 128 ounces of milk. I ended up with 17 ounces of powdered milk, which means we removed 111 ounces of water from the milk. To make it milk again, we would add back 111 ounces. That was if I'm making both. So for each half gallon, we would divide that by 2, 55.5. And we lost clearly some powder along the way. So I think I am going to say 55 ounces of water per half gallon. Does that sound right? Sounds right to me. I'm gonna write that on the bag so I don't forget, because I know I'm gonna forget. This was super fun. I am so glad that all worked out. I've been wanting to freeze dry milk for a very long time. And finding this amazing deal at Costco was just kind of the kick in the pants that I needed to get it done. You know what I'm gonna go figure out how to make that I've never done before, since I have so much milk right now? I'm gonna make cheese. If you got any tips for me on milk, no, not milk, on cheese making, I will take them in the comments below, because I'm thinking I am going to work on that later today or tomorrow. If you made it to the end of the video, you get to see our first Alaskan snowfall that we're actually awake for. Can you see it on camera? I hope so. My kids are all out front playing. It looks so beautiful, but it's here. It's kind of sticking. Well, friends, if it's nice and warm where you're at, please let me know so I can be jealous of you. It sure is pretty though. I got to admit, it's gorgeous. When you freeze dry today, you secure your tomorrow. Bye, friends.